So golfers, today, how to fire your right side through the golf ball. And I've spent a bit of time recently talking about how we should release our left arm more than the right. That is still absolutely true. This is how to facilitate that with the right arm working correctly in the downswing and the right shoulder to allow you to deliver that club on the correct path and the sweet spot to that ball consistently. So what we often see when people swing is the right side becomes dominant, the shoulder tends to get a little high, and the arms come across the golf ball, and the arms and hands work out. That's kind of a death move. Once you start doing that, you have to then really back up and side bend very late on in the downswing, and that can cause some success. It causes a bit of damage to your body, but it also can cause a lot of inconsistency with the strike. You can tend to hit heel strikes, heavy strikes, thin strikes, and when you tend to side bend a lot late, you tend to get very flicky with the hands because of the momentum and sequencing of your body. We really want to make sure we can try and sequence the body correctly to allow things to be more automatic and free-flowing and functional. And then you can start to become, the longest and best version of yourself, which is really what we all want. So we want to fire the right side correctly in the downswing. We want to fire it the right way in the downswing. So the best way I've come across in 25 years of coaching to allow you to feel that and see that and train that is this exercise I'm going to share with you right now. And this works with golfers I'd use with on the range all the time. So initially what we want to do is get our left hand and place it straight out like so. Right hand only on the club, hold it where you would do normally. I'm going to go alongside the ball here because I don't want to hit the ball. Then what we want to do is swing back as normal. And as we swing down, keep that left arm there and feel our right side swing underneath that lead arm. So we end up like this. What that does is encourage us to tilt correctly over the golf ball, and it stops the right arm getting high and on top and over working. So if we were in this position here, if you imagine I could still work my lead arm and rotate it, that's essentially what I want to do. The trail arm is going to go along for the right and still have some rotation in it. But as I said, what we don't want to do is overpower and over-dominant the left hand. If you are a left-handed golfer playing right hand, you might find this a lot easier. You might find that your left arm isn't being over-dominated. And that's kind of a positive thing and a thing for some further reflection and research, whether left-handed golfers should play right-handed and right-handed golfers should play left-handed. There's certainly no evidence to say you should, but in terms of what I'm talking about with domination, it's very useful to be ambidextrous, or it's very useful to increase the domination in your left hand if you are a right-handed golfer. So what we'd want to do is make some practice swings, feeling this right side, and it allows us to get this right side bend on the way down. It allows us to get this kind of tilt and crunch and tilt in the pelvis. And also, it's pretty hard to come over the top and keep everything underneath that lead arm. So it can become an over-the-top fix as well and a slice fix. It really helps get the path and the tilts to give you the contact point on the ground consistently. Once you've done a few practice swings, I would encourage you then to try hitting a few golf balls with it. Bear in mind the results could be absolutely awful. But what we want to do is just make some swings and try and have a go because it makes it a bit more real. It encourages the body to feel and think a bit more with your brain to allow it to sit and encourage you to do the movements when you're not doing it as a drill for the future. Let's just try that. Step to the ball as you would do normally. Left hand up. And then from there, we're going to try and just hit a golf ball nice and gently. Left hand's traveled a little bit, but I guarantee you I've got good tilt. The contact was lovely. I pulled it a little bit left because the right hand released a little bit more than I want to. That's a little bit of the weight of the club. I'm using one hand. That just made the club just overtake a little bit. And obviously I'm restricting my rotation a little bit there too by holding my left arm there. Ideally, obviously, in the normal golf swing, we rotate more, but what we're trying to encourage is this feeling of the path and the shallowness of the right side and the tilt to that contact point. And there would be more rotation. There'd probably be a little bit more lateral move, and that would help us hit the ball straighter. But really, this drill is all about, can we get your right side firing through the golf ball correctly at the correct angle? The process would be you do probably about 10 or 15 shots like that, then you go ahead and hit a normal ball, and I'll just do that for you right now. By the way, when you're doing the drill, tee it up, make it easy for yourself and use this maybe a short time, but the same premise, the same feelings will work with any single club. So that definitely made me feel like I tilted more through the golf ball, made me feel like I was definitely more in sync, but definitely a bit different to normal. Exactly what I want. Let practice influence your normal swing, not become your normal swing. Just think about that very carefully when you're hitting golf balls. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you back here real soon. Thanks for the support.